everyone, I'm Mindy Eggen and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you the cards that I created with the Concord 9th May 2024 release. I did the introduction videos this month and I wanted to pop into my channel and just share with you the release and the cards that I created. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first set that I want to share with you is the H2 Hello stamp and die set. Now this one is really cute. If anybody is into those big Yeti cups, this one is going to be really fun for them because you can create either a large or small Yeti. Now I know it's a little easier and I do this in the introduction videos too, but I stamp out all of the sentiments. A lot easier to read when they're all stamped out versus on the stamp set. So some of the sentiments here are, I love you more than my emotional support water bottle. You deserve all the good things. Have an extraordinary day. Sip, sip, hooray, it's your day. You are limited edition. You got this. I'm so happy you are in my life. Water, you up to. H2, hello. And then we have some images here that you can stamp and color in. So a lot of fun ways to decorate your mug. Now with the mug, so here are the dies that create it. This is for the large cup that you can create, and this is for the small. It also has some handles for both sizes, and then there is a pocket here. There's also some additional elements and a sentiment. We have straw toppers, and then we also have like some little flowers and leaves and a heart. Now, some of the cards that I created doing this is this first one here. It's got the large cup. So you can see there is a die to decorate your lid. You can do two different colors for your cup. I also did the sentiment on here, so I made sure to stamp that before attaching it to my card. And then decorated it with some zesty fruit down here, which I will get to that set in a little bit. So this is just kind of a nice, clean and simple card showing you the size of that cup and how it fits on an A2 size card base. Now I have this one, and this is using these smaller Yeti cups, which are super cute. We have these little straws that go with it. I did pop mine up with some foam squares. Again, really clean and simple, and just this fine sentiment down at the bottom. And you can see I have a stencil background here, which is also a part of the May release. I added some stickles to my heart, but of course, I bumped it before this one was dry, but it's really pretty to add some sparkles to those hearts. And then the other one I created here, I did some rainbow stripes on the front. I did some of the toppers. This one's a star topper. There's also a flower. And for the background on this one, I used those additional images on here to kind of stamp and create my own background. Here's a look at some of the other ones that I had done up as well, just to kind of show you there's that star again, or stamping it on top of the Yeti. There's also one, so you can create a pocket, which is what I have on my rainbow mug. So the pocket is right here, and it's just something fun to add to your card to kind of give it a little bit more lift. I do walk through it a little bit more in the introduction videos over on the Concord 9th YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out. I just wanted to kind of walk through everything here in case you missed those. But this is a super cute set. This is the H2 Hello stamp and die set. The next one I have here is the Citrus Twist Turnabout. So Concord 9th are really well known for their Turnabout stamps. This one creates a fun, zesty background along with all of these kind of label type of sentiments. So here is the labels that I all stamped out. You can make a few different sentiments here, like you could just do hey there, or hey there cutie, you're pretty great, hope your day is the zest. So some fun things there. The back of the packaging, of course, just like the other stamp set too. I'm sorry I didn't show it, but it does give you the examples. So this would be the Turnabout stamped out 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. So you don't have to stamp it all out if you didn't want your background to be that busy. Now, what I really like about Turnabout stamps is not only you can create these fun, colorful backgrounds. So this one is kind of in some bright colors. This one is more muted, I would say. But you can also do it on colored cardstock for a tone-on-tone look. And then this is tone-on-tone, or not tone-on-tone, but I used all one color on white cardstock. So I love how you can get such different looks with the Turnabout stamps. This is a card I created where I did more monochromatic, and what's cool about this background for the Turnabout is these ones, these lighter areas, I stamped once, but the darker areas I actually stamped twice. So I get kind of a darker shade by stamping it 2 times and only using one ink pad. And this is a card I did using the fun citrus colors and then added some of these limes here with some flowers and the sentiment. And I will be getting to those limes in just a little bit. I also die cut out this panel using some diagonal dies, and that's another thing that I'll be sharing with you from the May release. So really fun ways to use these backgrounds. Love the Turnabouts, and I know Concord 9th has some instruction if you've never used a Turnabout before. They do give you a tutorial over there, and I do briefly walk through it in the introduction video for the Citrus Twist Turnabout stamp set. Next is the Spring Print Sentiments, and this die set is amazing. So first we have this smaller stamp set here, the Spring Print Sentiments stamp set, and I thought I had the sentiments stamped out, but I don't know where I put it. So we have these sentiments: happy, happy birthday. Congrats, so happy for you. Great for graduation if you're making graduation cards. Some smaller ones like love you, hi there, a little heart, sending big hugs, hello gorgeous, you're a true friend, thanks ever so much. And I love the style of this. So I like the typography of it. Now the die set creates this whole kind of poster print, which is really neat. And then we have these 2 larger sentiments like hello and thanks in that scripty font, a little heart that you can either use on its own or use to die cut out that stamped heart. And then we have this larger kind of rectangle postage and a smaller postage. And these smaller sentiments fit really good inside of that small postage. So this is a good example of using the entire cover plate for this. So when you die cut it out, it's going to die cut out. I have some examples. Let me grab them. Here are my leftovers from when I was making the video. So I die cut out a whole panel of cardstock, and I'm using press and seal to hold all of those pieces in place. And so for instance, in this one, I think this is actually for this card, I pulled out the pieces that I needed. So I can use all of these other pieces on other cards. Or if you have just a small piece of cardstock, you could just place that over the area you need. But I think I just went ahead and die cut them out of full sheets of cardstock. And then that way I can use these for other projects. Here I have a stenciled flower. So I can always use this. I stenciled my background first and then die cut it. So I just saved a bunch of these, and that press and seal is really handy because it's going to keep everything together for me so I don't have to try and figure out my pieces and where they go. When you do decide to put these together, it is easiest to start in the bottom left-hand corner and kind of work your way up and over is going to be the easiest way for you to piece those together. But I found something even more easier. And that is I embossed my background first. So here's a close-up where I took the cover plate and I embossed it onto a white panel of cardstock. And that made it super easy for me to line everything up. This one, I just used the flowers. I have the embossed background of the leaves. And then I have a hello down here at the bottom. I also ink blended on my flowers. So not only can you create some depth and dimension with different colors of cardstock, but you can also just die cut it out of one color and ink blend it to add that dimension. This is another card I created that I'm going to be sharing again here in just a moment for another product. But this one I just loved because I love the color of cardstock that I used for it. And I love the poppy cardstock with the cranberry ink. It just gave such amazing results. But don't forget, you can always just use white. And this is what I did here. I did white cardstock, a little bit of a light pink ink blending there, and then added it to a colorful background. So beautiful, beautiful set. And these sentiments too. It's something I really love about Concord and 9th is they make their die sets so versatile. Then I have Filled with Joy. So this is another kind of really I don't know, they're so unique in how they put these together. So first we have this small stamp set with various sentiments like don't forget to smile, love to love you, one happy day, or oh happy day, always here for you, you are beautiful, and don't give up. So that's your sentiments. Now, what's so genius about this is you have a die set that you can use, but this is actually a stencil pack, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stencils in here. And what it does is create a vase of flowers. But not only do you have a vase of flowers, but you can also die cut out some of the elements. So in this first one, you have your vase, and then if you're going to create the vase or the full card front, you would just ink blend the whole thing. I'll show you the examples here in a moment. I think I'm backwards. I am. There's also registration marks on here to help you with alignment for A2 size card fronts. But then notice we have this like etched rectangle on here. And what that is showing you is that you can use this top portion. Oh yeah, you wouldn't ink blend this. I'm sorry. If you're doing the vase, you wouldn't ink blend this. Pretty sure. You would just do the vase. But you can use this top portion to create a separate flower center and the stem. And I'll get to all the examples. It'll make more sense. But you would start with your vase. Then we have the leaves, and everything is labeled if I can have it face the right way. So up here it says stems. Then we have flowers. So this creates a bunch of flowers all at once. We have your larger centers, and then we have some elements, kind of just some decorative spots for elements. Okay, so to help this make more sense, this is what your final panel would look like if you did the vase and then all the stems and the flowers and these added elements. Super, super beautiful. Here's another one I did in similar colors because I did recreate one in the introduction video over on the Concord 9th YouTube channel. And then this is using this one, which I'm sorry, it's a little messy. It's been tossed around my room a couple times now. So this one is using this rectangle piece where it has the flower, a center, and then the leaves. So I did the leaves here, the stem, and then I did the flower, but I put the center in it right away. You can stencil it separately and die cut out the center separately. I just placed it in there right away. So this is another way to use it. And then you can use the coordinating die to die cut it out. So here you have your stem. And then the die will actually not only die cut out this particular flower, but you can also stencil in a couple of these other flowers from that set. So lots of different ways you can use it. It's not just for one whole background, but using it also separately. So here is a look at a card I used where I just used the flower and the Oh Happy Day. So you can do that on your own. Here is another card. I love, love, love this poppy. It is so beautiful. And I think that might be nectar. I can't remember offhand for sure. But I love this. It creates such a beautiful card front all on its own, really quick and simple to do. And that one is called Filled with Joy. This month also has a Dots and Blossoms stencil pack. So there's 2 stencils in here. There is this flower print, and then we also have some polka dots. So I use these throughout almost all of my cards in the release because they're such great subtle backgrounds to use. Here's one where I did the flowers. So that one was just tone on tone. This is another one that I did that flower background with a more colorful, kind of vibrant color palette. And then this is one with the polka dots. So great use to pair with your turnabouts. And then if you remember this card, I did the polka dots on the background and die cut that out. So sometimes you might look at a stencil and be like, nah, it's so plain, I don't need it. But sometimes those are the backgrounds we really do need because they do add just that little bit of interest we didn't think we needed until we do it. Okay, now I'm getting into one of my favorite sets from the May release, and that is the Citrus Crush Stamp and Die Set. So starting out, we have a bunch of citrus type of sentiments. You're the zest, oh hey, thanks. We have sending good vibes, You're my main squeeze. Orange, you just the sweetest. And then we have these little elements, and I'll show you how those are used in a moment. So now these bigger sentiments, they have coordinating dies for them. And I'll show you on some of the cards, they actually leave quite a bit of a white border. And then we have all of our dies. So we have some, you could turn these into lemons, grapefruits, limes. I mean, just so many fun things you can do with it. You have a circle that would line up to create kind of a half slice. And let me just get the examples. So much easier to just show this in the examples. Now, this is what I do when I'm creating is I just go through and I die cut a ton of stuff. And then I just put it in little baggies, or I have these little trays that I keep it in. So you can see this is your circle you would start with, and then you could add that on top to create that slice. I have some sentiments here. I have, looks like I created some limes. And then I don't know what I created. I just went ahead and was stamping, die cutting, just kind of having some fun with it. You have a smaller one that you can do. We have a smaller lime or lemon, depending what color you cut it out of. What else do I have in here? I did the half slice. We have some little leaves that you can decorate on there. I have a bunch of them in here too. Let's pull out some of these. So these were I was experimenting with some colors. So you can see there's a half slice, and then you could add the detail on top. There's also flowers and some leaves. These little dots. So let's see if I have an example somewhere. It might be on a card. Let's find my cards. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones. I know I had a lot of people ask about this for a how-to video. I may try and get that into a video. I just really wanted to do your walkthrough first. But this one is where I took like a bunch of the dies from here, I think pretty much all of them, and put it on a card front. This one, you can see where it's got these little dots, and that's what these are, is you would cut your cardstock, use the circle, add that die over the top, and then add another circle behind it in a different color. So you're kind of getting that fun texture look onto your, whether it's your grapefruit or your orange, whatever you want it to be. And you can do the same thing by using the stamped image of it. So you can put this one on the smaller lemon. This can go on your big ones or on your lemon here. So just a lot of great options if you don't want to die cut, maybe you want to stamp. This is one of my cards using that stenciled background, and then I did kind of a whole lemon. I added some flowers, and this one's got stickles in there for some sparkle. I also used the silver adhesive, self-adhesive dots for this one. But on this card, I used the enamel dots, the colored ones, and I think this was sunflower. So these were really fun. You can see I just went through and I made a whole bunch of these that I can put on future cards. I also did some limes here. I can't remember if I showed you that or not, but I did that on here. And I think I have them on a few of my other cards. This one, I used the flowers and the leaves. So you don't have to use the fruit if you don't want to. So I added them in a lot of different places. I think I have another one. I'm looking through my stash right now. I think I used it on the cups. I did. So this is on that big cup. I decorated the bottom here because, you get lots of people who add lemons to their water and things like that. So that was another fun way to use those. And then we come to the diagonal shortcuts. So I put mine all on one magnet sheet. I think these are actually two separate dies. But they just worked so well together. I just put them all on one sheet. So this is one of the cards that I made for that. I used this really skinny one here and just did a rainbow of color using the Concord 9th cardstock. This thanks sentiment from one of the other sets. And this small sentiment, I think is off of that H2 Hello stamp set, fit perfectly on that strip. So this is one idea. And I just love this card. I love the colors in here. And I did like I think it's wheat cardstock maybe, and then the stencil with white pigment ink. So now for these larger die pieces, what this is for is you can die cut this to create these perfectly trimmed off areas. So if you look close, this panel is a turnabout background I did, and I die cut it and it gave me this beautiful beveled edge, which is why I love dies so much. gave me a nice clean edge. It's already angled. And then I just attached it to a piece of white cardstock. But now I can use that on another card, which I think is this one actually. So I used that bottom section that die cut out and I paired it with my stencil background. So these are really quick and easy card designs that you can do. Create a background, die cut it with this piece, or if you want more of a landscape card, you could use this one. I think I actually used that one. Dig through my pile of cards here. There's so many cards. So let's just lay these out. Here. So on this one, I used this larger one that die cut out, and I used the bigger section of it. I think I might have used it. Here's another one where I did it more of the landscape portion. But yeah, I use these so much throughout this release. Okay, those were the cards that I had done it off of. And again, then I have this leftover strip that I could use on another card. Or you have these kind of different sizes, which I used throughout the cards as well. Here's one where I mixed and matched those different size stripes in the background. So that was using these. And also I used it right here. I used it as a separator between my backgrounds. So another fun way to use those. Okay, guys, that is the May 2024 release from Concord 9th. I had a ton of fun creating with all of these products. I loved that everything kind of went together. And I tried to stick with a similar color palette. I know some of these are different, but I tried to stick with this really kind of citrusy, fun, summery color palette. I love how all these cards came out. I don't even know if I could pick a favorite right now. I do love these flowers in that poppy cardstock. I do love how that looked, but so much is good in this release. I will have links down below in my video description if you're interested in anything. I appreciate you for stopping by and spending time with me during kind of this longer video, but I've been really wanting to get this together to share with you everything in case you missed it. Some of these are walked through in a little bit more detail over on the Concord 9th YouTube channel. And I just didn't have time before now to get this up and moving, just due to a lot of things going on today. Well, today and throughout the month of May, I've had a lot going on. So I appreciate you stopping by, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.